So we've got some friends coming this evening for dinner, and I'm going to make some chocolate mousse for us. It's a French chocolate mousse which just needs 2 ingredients, eggs, so really fresh eggs, and I tend to use bio ones, so farm eggs, and chocolate. So first of all you need 200 grams of chocolate. Luckily this one's 205 grams, so it allows for somebody to nibble a bit actually before it gets in the bowl. So I just need to chop this up really. So I'm going to melt this in a bain-marie, which is basically a saucepan of hot water, so boiling water, and then the chocolate melts in the bowl. It's just a way of melting the chocolate and not burning it really. So it's best if you can try and break it up to smallest bits as you can really. Just means it can melt a bit quicker. So I'm just going to turn that down a little bit so it's more of a rolling boil. So, master the chocolate in the bowl. This is a dark chocolate. So this is a dark chocolate, 52% cocoa. You could probably go slightly stronger if you wanted to. But because it's a dessert, I think it's better to have it a little bit sweeter. You can see it's starting to melt, and I'm just going to leave that for a little bit. Whilst that's happening, I'm going to separate the eggs. Okay, so when you're whisking egg whites, you need to make sure that your bowl is really clean. Not that it's not really clean, but there's got no grease or anything like that, or residue in it, because it will just help the whites whisk up a bit better. So, and if you're not confident about separating eggs, I would say just use a cup. I'll get a cup. So just use a cup to break the egg in 2, and then you can be certain not to crack any yolk into the white, because that's the key thing, is make sure that you don't get any yolk in your whites either. So we need to use 6 eggs. So 6 separated eggs. So yolks in there, whites in there. Okay, so this is the last one, the sixth one. There we go. So what we need to do now is just whisk up the egg yolks, and then we're going to add the melted chocolate to the egg yolks. So the chocolate It's pretty much all melted now. Give that a quick stir. Now you need to be careful because while doing hot chocolate to egg yolks, you need to be careful you don't cook the eggs and then you end up with scrambled egg. So what I'm going to do is just take that chocolate off the pan. Just be careful. Turn that off. Just leave that to cool slightly, and we'll whisk the eggs through. So you can see that once they get a bit of air incorporated into them, they go slightly lighter yellow. So that's kind of how you want to get them. Before we add the chocolate on, we're going to go over and whisk the egg whites. So, just a balloon whisk for this, to whisk them up, and you don't want them too firm, too set, because otherwise they're a bit hard to incorporate in with the chocolate and the egg yolks. But they do need to be a nice sort of soft whisk. Now that's a nice kind of whisk there. I'm not going to put them on my head because they're not that type of egg. That would be more like a meringue, but this is a nice soft egg white mix. So just give the chocolate a bit of a whisk, cool that down a bit. Yeah, that should be okay. Just really testing it for temperature as opposed to taste there. Sometimes better to use a spatula for taking the chocolate out. Bit messy with this, but it's all the fun of chocolate mousse. You will feel it start to thicken. So you need to add a little bit of egg white into your chocolate mixture. Just fold that in. Just to loosen the chocolate mixture just a little bit. So just fold that in. Probably put a little bit more in. Do the same again. So folding is literally, you just, rather than bashing it around with a spoon, you just kind of collecting what's around the edge and just flipping it over. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add this back into here. So just with your spatula, get as much out of the bowl as you can, working as quickly as you can. And then doing that last fold. best to just try and incorporate all the egg white, because you don't really want just have raw lump of raw egg white. That's not so pleasant, but that looks pretty good to me. Last week at the Depot Vente we went to, we found some lovely little Sunday dishes. We've been very good on that first one. Can clean them up afterwards in a moment. So I'm just going to cover them and just keep them in the fridge. So cool them down in the fridge. They need to set for about 3 to 4 hours. So after that, enjoy.